Okay, so let's come to the top of the mat. I'm going to bring my computer with me to the top of the mat so that I can see y'all. Okay.
Rachel, we're twins today. I'm wearing my cat pants.
Oh, yes, cat pants twins. Cool. So hands together, feet either together or hips width, whatever feels better for you right now. Just find the breath. Let's exhale the arms down by the sides. Inhale to reach up, steeple mudra. Exhale, reach to the right, push your hips to the left. Inhale through center, belly in, as tall as you can. Exhale, other side. Inhale through center. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway up, inhale. And step or jump back, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. And while we're in down dog, just lift your right leg up, inhale. Lower it down, exhale. And lift the left leg up, inhale. Keep that right leg straight. Left foot down, exhale. Heels up high, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward and jump. Inhale whenever you get there. Exhale to fold. Rise up, inhale. Take hold of opposite elbows. Reach to the right, push your hips left, exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, reach your elbows left, push your hips right. Inhale through center. Release the arms, fold, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Stepward jump, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Again, right leg up high, inhale. Lower the foot, exhale. Try to keep the weight equal on the hands, left leg up, inhale. Left foot down, exhale. Heels up high, inhale. Bend the knees, look forward, exhale, then jump. So you can inhale when your feet are at the top. Exhale to fold. Rise up, inhale. We're just going to fold again for the exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Stepward jump, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. To plank for an inhale. To down dog for the exhale. To plank again for the inhale. And this time to down dog B for the exhale. So when your butt lifts, lower your elbows. Plank for the inhale, arms straight. And straight arm down dog, exhale. Heels up high, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale. Float forward. Inhale when you get there. Fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale. And we'll just fold again, exhale. Halfway up, look forward, inhale. Step or jump, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Feel free to repeat any of the vinyasas from here that we've done, or come down to your forearms, and on your inhale, lift the right leg up high. On your exhale, lower the right foot down. Left leg up, inhale, and left foot down, exhale. We'll re-straighten the arms. If you did any of the other vinyasas, make yourself back into down dog A. And after your exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale when you get there. Fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Fold again, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Step or jump back, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right leg to the ceiling, inhale. And step forward to the hands, exhale. Warrior one, inhale. Take hold of opposite elbows, pull them back a bit, and turn it into Anjaneyasana. So you're still pulling your elbows back, but when you turn it into Anjaneyasana, you're going to feel how they move in opposition to your front knee. In Warrior One, your front knee is stable over your ankle, but now it's moving forward a bit. Maybe not enough to see, but enough to feel. Okay, when you're ready to exhale, just place the hands and step back for chaturanga. Move through your vinyasa. And we'll find the other side, starting with the left leg lifting for an inhale. And we step forward for Warrior One. We take opposite elbows, maybe the way that feels a little odd. And we'll spin that back knee to the floor. We'll keep pulling the elbows back. We'll dig that left heel into the floor and use that to help us bend the left knee deeper. This is one of the best preps for the back bends of second. Okay, release the hands, vinyasa. It's a simple prep, but very effective. Okay, so when you get to down dog, inhale forward to plank again. And exhale, down dog B, butt up, elbows down. Walk the left foot in a little bit and just lift the right leg up to your Mayurasana. And bring the legs together. And lower the right foot down to the floor. Your left leg will still be in the air. So it's a three-legged down dog B. Then with your left leg, lift yourself up to pincha. Bring the legs together. And then bring your left foot down to the floor. So your right leg is still up. And lower your right foot and straighten the arms. Normal downward dog. One more breath here. And after your exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, inhale. And fold again, melt your chest to your thighs, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right leg up high, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Warrior One, inhale. This time steeple mudra and turn it into Anjaneyasana. Try to keep the pinky edges of the hand touching each other. You could even squeeze your ears with your upper arms. And on your next exhale, release the hands, vinyasa. For side two, left leg up high, inhale. That's just to train us for those Mayurasanas, left foot forward, steeple mudra, and then back knee down when you can. Squeezing the thighs together so that the right hip is still moving forward. I like to think about squeezing the head with the arms because otherwise I notice my arms are not straight. I think they are, but they are not. Okay, vinyasa when you're ready. Now let's come to hands and knees for a moment. Lower down to your elbows, measure it out. Make sure they're not too wide. You should be able to wrap your fingers around. And just come down dog B, drop your head. So notice you're looking at your feet now. We're going to do the same exact thing when you came in as when you came into Mayurasana, but we're going to keep looking back. So bring your right foot in a few inches, lift your left leg up, and lift toward your balance. It might be harder because you're going to be kicking less. Bring your right leg to meet your left. Keep looking back and bring your left foot down as slowly as you can. Then the right leg will lift you. Woo. You'll be watching your left leg, trying to lift up to meet it. We'll scissor in the air. I'm having trouble pulling off that side. And we'll meet at some point with both feet down, arms straight. And after your exhale and down dog, step or jump forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend into the knees. Utkatasana, inhale. And we'll fold again, melt chest to thighs, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. To chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Step forward, warrior one. This time, Gomukasana arms. So we're going to bend our right elbow and bring the right fingers between the shoulder blades. Either hold on or link your fingers. Left arm will come under. Press your head back and lower the back knee. Anjaneyasana. So that top elbow is reaching opposite the front knee. It's pretty much a feel it everywhere pose. Okay, let's slowly get out of here. Wow, Neha's here. Hello, girl. I saw her pop in. Okay. Vinyasa. Lift the left leg up high. Inhale. Left foot forward. Exhale. Warrior one. Bend that left elbow so the left fingertips come between the shoulder blades. Right arm around. Head back. Chin lifted slightly. Anjaneyasana, back knee down. The more you can press your head back, the more you're going to feel it in your shoulders, but also you'll feel your throat open. One more breath. And we'll slowly release vinyasa. So when we did that Pincha, but with our gaze back, that was more Stanivasana. Much harder than Pincha, but also we're less likely to throw our legs up to the wall. So let's try it again. I'm just going to wipe my sweat before I do, because when the mat gets slippery from sweat, everything is a little bit tougher. Okay, so down dog B. Step in with the foot you usually kick with, so that we start on the hard side. Keep looking back and lift one leg up as high as you can with just a little nudge from that bottom leg. And switch legs. I had to bend my second leg to get it up. Otherwise it was stuck. And let's meet in a regular down dog, straight arms, straight legs. Bending that second leg is just one trick to keep your core a little stronger. If everything stays closer to the center, it's easier to get limbs to move around. Okay, after your exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale when you're there. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, inhale. Samasthiti, exhale. Separate the feet, hips width. Hands to the hips, inhale, and fold forward. Reach for the big toes. Inhale when you get there, straight arms, belly in. Fold, exhale. One, we'll stay here for 5 breaths. 2, strong quads. 3, 4, and 5. Next inhale, lift the chest. Slide the hands under the feet, toes by inner wrists. Inhale again, and exhale to fold. 1, this is pasasana. 2, you can press your feet into your hands, feels pretty good. Make sure your shoulders are defying gravity, that's 4, and 5. Next, inhale, straight arms, hands to the hips, exhale, and come all the way to stand. Inhale, bring the feet together again. I'm just gonna reach up and fold, exhale. Halfway up, inhale, send the left foot back, exhale. Anjaneyasana with a side bend. So, you could just have your hands on your right thigh if you don't want the side bend. When you're ready, you're gonna bring your left hand down and reach your right arm up and over. We're just gonna take a moment there because it will make triangle pose and twisted triangle a little bit more spacious. Okay, rise up, lift the back knee, spiral that left heel to the floor, straighten the right leg, triangle. Maybe you take that same yogi toe lock grip, whatever you want to do with that top arm. So there will be binds in our future, because if we're doing like a half primary, half second, there are quite a few binds in both series. So you might want to try bringing your left arm behind your back and start to get that shoulder used to the idea. Okay. Let's rise up for an inhale. And we're just going to pivot on the feet and do all of these things on the other side. So left knee bends. We're in Anjaneyasana with our right knee down. Lift the right arm up when you want. And side bend. On this side, I notice that I'm leaning forward too much. So one thing I might do to protect myself and to correct myself is head pushing into the hand. So I place that hand somewhere, either the hand or the forearm, whatever suits you, so that the head and shoulders move back a little bit more. Okay, turn it into your triangle. Back knee lifts, back heel comes down, left leg straight, grip your toe, right arm up. Right arm might come behind the back. A different week, we talked a lot about how your mid-back can then press into your forearm. Don't forget about that, that feels amazing. Okay, release the arm up, inhale to rise, and we're just gonna pivot to face the front of the mat, reach both arms up, square the hips, inhale, and we're just gonna fold and bring our fingertips down to either side of the right foot. Just check that your heels are lined up, your back foot about 45 degrees, and that your armpits are moving away from your hips. Place your left hand where you want it for twisted triangle and reach your right arm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's unravel. Hands to the hips. Inhale to rise. And just pivot around to the other side. Reach up so that you're taking up space. Reach as far out as you can, and then down. Once your fingers are down, you might need to steer your hips a little bit differently so that the right hip moves forward more. When you're ready, right hand places itself on the floor or the block, left arm up. A book works just as well as a block. We all have something in our house that can be utilized. Okay, let's slowly unwind. hands to the hips. Inhale to rise up and just face the long edge of your mat. Widen the feet a bit. Inhale, chest up. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Exhale, fold. Hands between the heels. Inhale again. Head down, exhale. 1. If your head can't touch the floor, maybe move your feet in a little bit. No, I mean out a little bit. I lied to you. If it's too easy to touch the floor, then you move your feet in. Okay, next inhale, straighten the arms. Walk your hands to the right. Let's find Anjaneyasana, but we're going to move our right foot outside of the right hand. So it's a lizard. Then turn your right foot out a little bit and drop the knee open. Come down to the elbows. This is like an exaggerated pigeon stretch for that right hip. Let's bring the back heel in toward your butt and just practice letting it go and then squeezing it in again. Just so that you're activating your hamstring, because in certain back bends, you're going to need that in a very tangible way. So when you're ready, right arm is going to lift up and back. Find the foot, pull it in toward your left sitting bone, and just take 3 more breaths. Curl back a little bit. Okay, slowly unravel. We'll turn this into Parshvakonasana. So that right foot will face front again. Lift the back knee, angle the back foot so the legs are like warrior 2. Then either right hand, pinky toe side of foot, normal Ashtanga, Parshvakonasana, or because you know binds are in your future, potentially practice binding here by bringing your right shoulder inside of your knee, looping that right arm under. Your right hand is going to hold your left wrist near your hip. Okay, slowly unravel. We'll come through warrior 2 so that we can just find the other side. Hands will come down inside of the left foot so that we take that Anjaneyasana with a lizard feeling. So left foot will angle out to the side, drop the knee open, come down to the forearms. It's a pretty relaxing place to be. I do wish I had my sweat towel up here with me, but at the back of my mat, so I'll have to wait. Okay, so 3 or 4 times, just bring your right heel toward your butt, and then let it go again. And we'll reach around with the left hand. We'll try to grab hold of the foot. So your leg is responsible for bringing your foot to your hand. Your arm is only so long. So that hamstring has to work. Otherwise, the grip cannot be gotten. Okay, so we'll turn this into Parshvakonasana. Prop yourself up as you see fit. It's a heel to arch alignment, so adjust your feet as needed. And either left hand pinky toe side, or if you're practicing binds, it will start big toe side. You can do a half bind or a full bind. Make sure that you're still breathing. It shouldn't be very labored. Your legs are working like crazy, but you shouldn't feel any shoulder pain. If you do, you need to loosen your bind a bit. Okay, we'll slowly rise up. We'll come through that warrior 2, and we'll just head over to the other side, Anjaneyasana, with a Bakasana grip. So we'll reach the left hand to the inside of the foot. We'll pull it in. This is going to count as our Ekapada Bakasana, so that later we just go Bakasana. If you don't understand what I'm saying, don't worry. Doesn't really matter. We're just taking one thing at a time. So we're just trying to bring that heel toward the outer hip, very close to the body. Okay, let's let that go. Turn it into Parivrtta Parshvakonasana. So we'll just lift the back knee, lower the heel, and start to walk your hands onto your thigh, belly up and over your thigh, hook your left arm. Push your knee into your arm, and with equal pressure, that top hand pushes down, and the arm returns the push into the leg. Potentially, left hand comes down, right arm over, or bind under the leg. Okay, slowly get out of there. Take your sweat towel with you if you remember, and head over to the other side, Anjaneyasana, Bakasana grip. So the right hand will be big toe side of the foot. If you relax your quads a bit, the right leg, the foot will be easier to bring in. And the best way to relax it is to take out your goal of getting a Bakasana grip. Just stop caring about it. Try to keep the ribs square. Okay, and we'll meet in a Parivrtta Parshvakonasana. So we lift the back knee, we lower the heel. That's optional. If it's too hard, just lift the heel, keep it like lunge. Heel to heel alignment, we roll the flesh of the thigh in, and we take the elbow out. So this is my tight side. To start the pose, I'm going to keep the heel up. Then I'll lower the heel down once I feel like I have the grip. So you might not always enter the pose the same way. Either right hand down or keep your prayer. Or maybe bind. Regardless of what you've chosen with your arms, your knee is pushing into your arm. Okay, slowly unwind. Let's just quarter turn to the side so that we can take Prasarita C. I'm going to flip around this way. We'll interlace the fingers. Inhale, get the arms straight. Exhale, get the head down. So each inhale, we're reaching our arms a little further away from us. Each exhale, we can let gravity help us, and we can bring our weight very slightly forward toward the ball of the foot so that we're not just hanging out on the heels. Okay, inhale, come halfway up, release the hands to the floor. Spin to the right leg for Hanumanasana. So we'll have that back knee down, and we'll just walk it back until it can go no more. And it is your legs deciding, not so much the space of your living room. Try to square the ribs. You should feel some stretch through that front left leg. Okay, return to your Anjaneyasana. So just creep that back foot in, just like a little flex foot, less flexed, etc. And when you can, spin around again to your Prasarita stance. We're going to take C again, but with our fingers interlaced the other way, the way that feels a little off. When you can, arms straight, inhale, head down, exhale. Two more breaths. We'll come halfway up for an inhale. And we'll walk our hands to the left for Anjaneyasana. We're nicely squared here. There's not a lot of ego here. It's a relaxing place. So we'll start scooting the right foot back. We'll try to keep the right ribs and hip forward, even when the leg moves back. Prop yourself either on hands, on blocks. There could be something under your left thigh. And start to bring yourself in again to a nice normal Anjaneyasana. Pivot to face the long edge of the mat for pasasana D. Reach for the big toes, inhale, and head down, exhale. 1, 2, 3. Work on the shoulders, defying gravity. 4 and 5. Let's straighten the arms, inhale. We'll just bring the fingertips down pretty much under our face or under our shoulders. We're going to walk the feet in a bit, so they're maybe 12 inches apart. This is an inexact science. We're just going to launch our weight onto the left leg, lift our right, and then change sides so when the right comes down, your hands will move over as well so that they just kind of travel with your shoulders. And we'll just do this a few times. You're going to feel your outer glutes work a lot. And that will be relevant when you go to do straddle lifts or straddle lowerings from inversions. I don't even know if we're doing that today, but that will just be useful for our future. Okay, the next time you have both feet on the ground, just bend your knees and roll yourself up to standing. Eventually, there you are. And let's come to the top of the mat again. Let's reach up for an inhale and fold forward, exhale. Halfway up, inhale, step or jump back, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale, downward facing, exhale. Jump through and have a seat. We're gonna do 1 2-part jump through. So as you're jumping, land between your hands with your feet flexed. So you're just on the knife's edge of your feet. And notice how your shoulders are leaning forward. Keep your shoulders there, but move your hands back. Keep your shoulders forward, lift your legs, and then gently lower. It's kind of harder to do it as 2 parts, but it helps us learn how to keep the shoulders forward. So Dandasana, for this, let's have our knuckles down, palms up. That is not the normal hand position. But it does help stretch your wrists and forearms in a new way. So Jalandhara Bandha here, drop the chin, lift the chest up. You're constricting the breath, controlling the pace. Okay, lift the chin, reach up, inhale. Fold, exhale, let's reach for the edges of the feet. Paschimottanasana B. Inhale. And fold, exhale. So we're going to pull a pinky toe edge back as we push the ball of the foot forward. You can either drop your head to your legs or you can look toward your feet. But keep drawing your belly in so it feels like there's a bit of space between your torso and your thigh. There may not be actual space, but you can create the feeling of space. Okay, inhale your way up. We're gonna lean back and just bend the knees so that our toes are on the ground. Reach forward. And just lift the right leg so the shin is parallel to the ground. Lower it, lift the left. Lower it, lift both. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the feet together. The inside edge of the foot is touching the other foot. Okay, cross the ankles. Lean forward, slide your feet through that little space. And jump back vinyasa. We're going to return to standing poses. Heels up, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, jump. Inhale there, and fold, exhale. Rise to stand. And we'll just bring our left hand to our hip. Let's take the pinky toe edge of the foot today instead of the big toe. So you could either bend your knee and reach for the foot, or you can keep your leg straight when you reach out. However you want to do that. Push the ball of your foot forward. Pull the pinky toe edge back. And if you're feeling strong in your core and you have no back issues today, bend your torso forward. Keep the leg at whatever height you had so you can bring your head toward your shin. If you folded, rise up. And we'll bring the leg out to the side. Lisa, straighten your left leg more. Yes. Good. And let's bring it forward again. We're going to interlace our fingers underneath the thigh. Point the toes. So the leg is pretty high at this point. Don't lean back. Slowly slip your hands to your hips. Try to keep the height you had your leg. It's crazy hard. And then let it go. Okay, other side. Either bend the knee to get the grip or lift the leg straight. More importantly, straight right leg, the standing leg. Your left leg is fancy, but your right leg is working very hard. So we either stay like this or we start to round ourselves forward. It's the same thing you had in your pasasana. There may not be actual space between torso and thigh, but we think about it. That helps us lift our belly button. We'll rise up again and bring the left leg to the left. Gaze right if you can. We'll bring the leg to center again. So right now it's at a pretty comfy height because our arm is there. Let's bring the hands under the thigh, point the toes. Our arms are still there, but they're in a different capacity. Now they can start very slowly to slide away. They have to go slow so that your right leg and your core can take over. Okay, release that leg down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, inhale. Step or jump, chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing. Exhale, jump through, have a seat. Remember to keep your shoulders forward so that you don't collapse to the floor too quick. Okay, right leg, baby cradle. Foot into left elbow, if possible. And if that's not possible, then just hold the shin or whatever you can. But we're going to try to get that shin right in front of the body as opposed to out there somewhere. So it's not foot in front of body, it's foot over to the side. Okay, so that was your prep for half lotus. Right heel to belly button, foot to half lotus. The knee is going to come in. If that doesn't suit you, do any hip stretch for that right leg that you want. Potentially fold forward. Those of you with half lotus, right arm behind the back. Find your toe. Square the ribs. So there are thousands of preps for half lotus. We only did one of them. So you could always eliminate this pose and just do a different one. Or you could approximate this pose. Oh, my little girl wants to climb up. Let me move the computer for you, sweetie. Okay, continue. My computer was on her cat tree. That will not be accepted. Okay, so let's rise up. Undo your legs. Nawasana. Press the feet together. Cross the shins, lean forward, lift your butt, slide the feet through, keep leaning forward so that you can actually step back, and vinyasa. And we'll jump through and have a seat for the other side. Left leg, baby cradle. We talked a bit about jumping through the other day because it was Anouk's request. It can be a very frustrating thing because it doesn't feel like there's ever going to be progress. But it's one of those things that you just do it over and over again. And it either works or it doesn't, but it's part of the flow. It's meant to keep you moving. Heel to belly button, half lotus, or whatever prep you did. Wrap your left arm. Find your right foot with your right hand. Inhale and fold, exhale. Keeping the flow is also things like the chakrasana, backward somersault that we did last week. It's like when you come from your Pincha Mayurasana right into chaturanga. Those are really hard things that maybe not everyone enjoys, but the purpose is so that you don't end up just kind of sitting there hanging out on your mat. Each movement has a breath assigned to it. Okay, so we'll rise up. Let's lean back, cross the ankles, lean forward, lift your butt, and slide your feet through. Vinyasa. From downward dog, we're going to take it to standing again. So after your exhale, step or jump forward. You can come to stand however you want. Some people roll up, some people don't. Whatever works. So let's find flying pigeon. Right ankle to left thigh, stick your butt out. This is going to be the prep for those of you who do not want half lotus. You can stay there and play flying pigeon land. Otherwise, stand up, find your half lotus with your right foot. So your right knee will point down more. Wrap your right arm behind the back, inhale, and fold, exhale. Very similar to what you just did on the floor, but now you have this element of balance that makes it a whole new game. And it helps keep your mind in it, just in case you were relaxed when you were sitting. Okay, those of you folded, the exit is we come halfway up for the inhale, we stay there for the exhale, and we come the rest of the way up on the next inhale, and then release. And let's try the other side. So we'll switch left ankle to lower right thigh. Stick your butt out, lean forward. This is opening the left hip just like pigeon would. And when you're ready, half lotus if you want it. I like to do the same thing we did when sitting. I bring the heel up toward the belly button. If the bind is tough for you, put your right hand on your left foot. Reach your left hand around and hold your right elbow. Then over time, you can walk your hand down your forearm. You can even pull your elbow out to the side to be like a little tool, a little lever. And eventually you get the hand all the way to the bind foot. Okay, those of you folded, inhale halfway up. Stay for your exhale and then come the rest of the way up. Release the legs. And let's vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. Normally in primary series, those poses come one after the other. The standing poses are after your Parsvottanasana, which we didn't do today, but They come at maybe like 20 minutes into the practice. We just did a few more preps for that. Okay, let's jump through, have a seat. We're gonna skip to vinyasas A. Right foot to left thigh. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Reach your right armpit toward your left foot. This should feel pretty good. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale your way up. Release the leg. Exhale. Cross the shins. Inhale your butt up and bring the feet back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. So you see how every movement has a breath. Let's jump through. Have a seat. Janu A, left foot to right thigh. And you see how the pose is kind of relaxing. It's nice. Not so bad. In primary series, the poses are not so bad. But the vinyasas will get you. That's why primary series is practiced by everyone, including people who do 4th series. Gets you real strong and disciplined. Okay, so we'll go slow. We'll move through the vinyasa again. Inhale yourself up. Exhale, release your left leg. Cross your shins. Inhale to pick up your butt. Lean forward. And exhale, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward face. We'll jump through, have a seat. Matsyendrasana A. We're skipping Janu B and C in the interest of time. So right foot to close to your butt. Reach forward and around. Armpit in front of your shin. And spine near your right hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly release. If you feel tired or you don't want to do the vinyasa, don't do it. Otherwise, pick yourself up, slide your feet through, step or jump back, and lower down. Jump through again, have a seat. Mari A, left foot comes back. So the heel is as close to your left sitting bone as you can get it. Reach as far forward as you can and wrap around. It's going to be your left knuckles near your left hip. That will put you right in the position to get a full bind. The right hand or right wrist just plunks itself into an open left palm. Okay. And we'll rise up, let that go. Cross the shins, lean forward, lift your butt. Even if your feet stay on the ground, just try to keep sliding shoulders forward so that you can wind up in your vinyasa. Okay, from downward dog, step or jump through, have a seat. Matsyendrasana C. So we're skipping B. We're going to bring our right foot in and twist. Hug your knee to the left shoulder. Bring your left arm either up or out, whatever suits you, but as far over as you can. Some people even lift their butt to get that arm further hooked. That's the essence of this pose, is no gap here between armpit and thigh. Thumb turns down, bind around your shin. So the elbow is now in front of the shin. And we look over the right shoulder. This is sort of your format for pasasana. The arms are the same, just that our legs are quite different in pasasana. Okay, let's slowly unravel. And let's vinyasa again, because that's what primary is. Lean forward, lift, slide through, jump back. Take your time. You're going to notice the jumping forward is way easier than back. Let gravity help you come forward. Just control it best you can with your fingertips. Okay, Mari C. Side 2, left leg bends. Foot by your butt. Right arm up and around. However you need to wiggle into it, do that. Bind if possible. Let's push our knee a little bit more into the arm. Two more breaths. Sit up tall. Okay, slowly unravel. And vinyasa. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So we're going to take a detour. That was Matsyendrasana C from primary. We're going to go for ardha matsyendrasana from second. Let's jump through, have a seat. Bring our left foot close to the right hip. That left knee will just face front. And plunk your right foot down outside of the knee. And then it's like what you did before, twist to the right. I use this right thumb, grab hold of that flesh of the thigh and push it in. Literally roll the thigh inward. Then I can sit up taller and get that left arm to hook further outside the leg. You can keep that left elbow bent or reach down for the foot. This is really a great hip stretch. 2 more breaths. Okay, we'll slowly unravel. Vinyasa, unless you're exhausted. And then just stay put, because we're going to meet back there anyway, so that we can do the other side. This is prepping us for pasasana. Okay, so the right leg will bend. Knee is facing front, left foot outside of the knee, and twist. So we're trying to push that top knee over to the right. The trouble spot is you also need to keep your left butt cheek on the ground. So sometimes you'll find in poses there's an either or thing going on. And we try to either find a balance between the two or exaggerate the thing that's going to feel best or help you progress the most. Okay, slowly get out of there. Vinyasa. We're starting to be done with vinyasas, I promise. The reason there are so many in primary is because you have a side A and a side B. Okay, let's jump into a squat. So bring our feet somewhere toward the top of the mat. It doesn't matter really where. And just hang out here for a moment, hug your knees to your chest. So many of you will probably want ardha pasasana. That just means you're going to bring your right arm between your knees and bind around your right leg. But you're going to stay in a squat shape as best you can. Some people, I'm going to use a book here from my little bookshelf. For balance sake, people will put a book under their heels. because then a black book on a black mat is not that helpful to you. So I would have it under my heels, and that means the weight is going to be further forward. You could try that if you want. It doesn't work well for me, but it might work well for you. So when you're ready, you're going to bind, twisting to the left. If you're going for full pasasana, you're going to first hook your right arm outside of your left leg so that you have two legs in your bind. I have my heels off the floor while I'm getting the bind, and then I put them down again, still leaning the weight forward. Take 2 more breaths. Good, and then slowly get out of there. So based on what I saw on my little computer, I'm going to show you one other thing. So this, I actually do have a legit yoga block. I never use it, but it's in my house for whatever reason. So some people do it from here, sitting on the block, because then you can maybe, I don't know, balance differently, twist more. Yet another variation I don't like personally, but it's there for you if you want it. Okay, so we're hooking our left arm either in between the legs for the half bind or outside the right leg for the full bind. Pasasana is the first pose of second series. It is not the easiest pose of second series, nor is it the hardest. But we do it nonetheless. Okay. Slowly get out of there. Vinyasa, which will be much easier because your butt is already off the ground. Okay. So we're going to back up again to very early on in the sitting poses of primary. We're going to jump through, have a seat. For Tirya Mukai Kapata, Paschimottanasana, fold the right leg back. Try to sit on both butt cheeks again. If you're leaning to the side, just sit on a block or a book. Inhale, height. Exhale, fold. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. We have to press really hard into that left calf muscle in order to not fall over to the side. You could also put your hands on the floor instead of on your foot. That would help you not fall to the side. Okay, let's rise up. We're going to turn this into Crouchasana. Right leg will just stay folded back, left leg up. Find your foot. When you're ready, you can pull the foot in toward you. The leg is going to stay straight, so if that means that you can't hold your foot and you're holding somewhere on the leg, that's fine. If the arms have to stay straight, that's fine. Just try to lift your chest up, roll your shoulders back. Okay, straighten the arms, inhale. Leave your leg there as you exhale. So we're just in no man's land. Then gently bend the knee, place the foot. Vinyasa, some of you will come through Ekapadapakasana, because you know I love it from here. You just put your left knee or shin into your left armpit, lean forward, curl your right knee into your chest, and be able to have a conscious thought there. When you can have a conscious thought there, lift the right leg. Stay as long as you want. So when you get into Ekapadapakasana from that position, you're much less likely to try jumping into it. There's no way to avoid the strength factor. Okay, jump through, have a seat. Fold the left leg back. Tirya Mukai Kapata, Paschimottanasana, which translates to fold one leg back and then fold over the straight leg, according to Tim. 1, 2, 3. So this is early on in primary, and Kramchasana is early on in second. You can see the similarities. And 5. So let's rise up, take your time. As you're lifting your right leg, try not to lean to the right and try not to lean back. Just lift it with the power of this quad and the hip flexors. Bring it toward you as much as you want. Shoulders back and down. That's something that I am constantly challenged by. If I stop thinking about it, I notice my shoulders are at my ears. Okay, so you could take a normal vinyasa out of here. You do not have to go arm balance way. Let's all straighten the arms and just meet with the leg up for a moment. This is just to develop some control. And then we'll bend the leg and either vinyasa or arm balance. So you're already in a ball. If you're going for your arm balance, you just stay in a ball and you lean far enough forward that your left knee can be at your chest and your left foot can be up. When you decide you can lean even more forward, you can get the leg up behind you. And you vinyasa whenever you feel like it. Okay. We'll rock forward to plank, lower down to the belly. The third pose of second series, Shalavasana A. Arms by the sides, lift the chest, lift the legs. Press your knuckles down. Reach your legs back. Point the toes. And we'll turn it into B position, hands by the waist. I usually roll my shoulders back here, otherwise I feel stuck. Push the pubic bone down. Okay, and lower down. Slide the hands a few inches forward. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. We're going to jump through and have a seat because there is a crazy pose of primary that we skipped that I want to skip all the time because it's so hard. Before we do that, let's do a prep for it. Bend the knees, place the hand. We're just going to do an upside down tabletop. Lift the hips. Get the arms straight. You could drop your head back. And just make sure that you have weight still in your fingers. This might feel crazy in your forearms. That's okay. All right, slowly come on down. So, Parvattanasana, you can repeat what we just did, that reverse table, or straighten your legs, point your toes, and glue your legs together. So it's like you have just one leg. Your thighs together, knees, ankles, toes. Then hands back, roll the shoulders back, and lift the hips. We stay here for 5 breaths. You might have gotten there at a different time, so I'm going to let you count your own breath. But you're trying to keep your arms straight. And if you're having straight leg Parvattanasana, you dig your heels into the ground. Very nice. Okay, slowly lower down. Vinyasa from there, however you can. Okay, inhale forward to plank. Exhale down to the belly. We're going to skip one and go to Dhanurasana. Reach for your ankles. Press your ankles into your hands. Your thighs will lift. Chest will open. Shoulders will open. And you breathe. Okay, slowly release, hands under the shoulders. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. We're going to jump onto the shins so your feet face back. And we'll just have a seat, virasana. If this hurts you in any way, either sit on the block or repeat what we did before from the belly. If you can, walk back. Every inch you walk back, you have to rededicate your legs. You have to rededicate your pelvis to finding neutral. So it's a back bend, but if we think about eliminating the back bend, we end up with more stretch for the thighs. So you're actually trying to bring your back closer to the floor for this particular pose. It's not always going to be true, but for Supta Virasana. Okay, let's start to come up. Take your time. Whenever your hands get toward the top of your mat, vinyasa. It's nice to make sure the knees still work, because that is quite intense. Okay, we're going to go for Dvipada Bakasana. We did prep for it very early on. Let's rock forward to plank and come down to the belly. You can always repeat Dhanurasana if you prefer. Dhanurasana was when you held your ankles. If you're going Bakasana, you're going to reach both hands for the inside of your feet, thumbs by big toes. Peel your chest up and start to press your feet down. I like to put the pointer finger between big toe, second toe. It helps get the palm of the hand far enough back on the foot that there's no toe pain. We squeeze the elbows a bit toward each other, come up a little higher. And let's slowly release down, hands under the shoulders, upward facing, inhale, downward facing, exhale. Okay, let's come to hands and knees again. We're going for pincha again, this time with a chaturanga exit. So earlier we did it where we lifted one leg, scissored in the air. Now just balance your pincha however you can, and your exhale will be your chaturanga exit. If you are putting a wall near you for pincha, make sure that it is not closer than 2 feet away, because you want to have space for your exit. When you are in pincha, push the edges of your feet together so that you have some feedback from your legs. And whenever you're ready to exit, just go through it at your pace. We'll meet in the downward dog. Let's come to stand on the shins. This time we'll stay with our hips over our knees. For Ustrasana, hands to the hips, elbows back, chest up, hips forward. You can go as low as you want with your hands. You can have them on your hips for the whole time, or maybe to your heels. Our goal here is to stretch the front side of the body in entirety. So we'll come on up, and let's rest just kneeling for a moment, either in toe crunch or not. Toe crunch is just the one where we fold our toes under so that we're sitting a little higher. For some folks, this is very stretchy in the feet, and you feel a lot, in which case you have to do it more often. Okay, another Ustrasana. These never get old, I promise you that. This is really the basis of our capo, because in this pose, we're trying to push our hips forward, even though our chest is going up and back. So the elements of capo are here, just without the insane flexibility requirement. So as you're going back, however far you're going, squeeze your elbows in. That'll help you lift your chest higher. I also lately have been not always looking back. Sometimes I keep my head up. Sometimes I find that that helps in my anxiety. Because for me, all back bends are anxiety producing. Okay, so vinyasa at your leisure. We'll meet in downward dog. All right, so now we'll do the vinyasas, one leg at a time scissor thing that we did much earlier on. It's potentially harder than pincha because you're not going to be kicking as much. You're going to be using a little more core. So just see how it goes. Measure out your elbows, lower the hands, drop your head so you're looking back. This is going to help us push more into our hands and into our elbows. When we're in pincha, we're a little more dropped. And that's natural. That's the action of pincha, is pulling yourself forward. So whenever you've done both sides of a scissor situation, just find your downward dog again. We'll step or jump forward, have a seat, lay back. We are skipping Matsyendrasana. Thank you. We're skipping that. We're going into Setubandha Sarvangasana. Roll your shoulders under you. So literally roll to the right so that your left shoulder is free so you can pin it under your back. Do that as many times as you need. Palms together, if possible, arms straight, hips up. Chest moving toward your chin. But your head is pressing down so your chin is moving away from your chest. Okay, come on down, land your butt on your forearms. Let's stay there for a moment. Release your hands. Ardha vinyasas, place them by the shoulders. Get your elbows to point up before you do anything else. So if you're on your back and your elbows are doing something wonky, adjust them, bring them in more. Maybe that means your hands have to move further apart. Totally fine. Come up when you can. It's common that people's hands are too close together in ardha vinyasas, and it makes for a bit awkward shoulder positioning. Squeeze your knees 1 inch closer together. Just come to the crown of the head. Take a breath. Maybe walk your hands closer toward your feet. Come up again. Straight arms for 5 breaths. Okay, come on down. Take a moment. Okay. So somehow come into down dog B. I'm just going to roll over to my side and be real lazy about it. Just lift my butt and end up there. So we're going to do some more scissoring of the legs in an inversion, but this time we're going to go for Baddha Hasta Shirsasana B. No, C, not B, C. So that's a headstand. So we'll place our head, walk our feet in, and we'll still be looking toward the back of the mat, And then we're going to do the same scissoring of the legs that we did from vinyasas, one leg up. We'll be watching the other leg lift. And just take your time bringing your legs together so you can change the leg that's up. It's the same thing, but you're going to feel very different about it because your head is on the floor, for better or for worse. You can just think of it as choreography. Okay, that looks pretty good. When you do end up with both legs up, let the inner feet touch for a sec together so that they can say hello. Nice to see you. Okay, good. And come on down. All right. Vinyasas, which we skipped and now we'll go to. So it's a doozy. For the past like 4 months, I haven't wanted to go into full pose because it hasn't been feeling good on my knees, but it's still a great opener. So I'm just going to show you the way that I've been doing it. Full pose is you bring your head to the floor. But I've been doing it like this instead, where I just go forward with the hips and then back, and I push as far forward. So really that would be the push that you do on your way up, but instead I just do it a lot of times. And it feels amazing in the chest and in the hip flexors. So give it a try. The hand positioning is thumbs inside of your ankle. You can always keep your hands on your hips if you want. Good. So the power is really hips forward. So you're pushing into your feet. Good. Okay, so come up on out of that. And let's try a, what is this? Pasasana C, that's what that is, into chaturanga. So remember earlier you did vinyasas into chaturanga. It's a different game now that your head is on the floor. You'll either love it or you won't. So start with your forearms down, parallel to each other. Lower your head, lift your knees, and then lift your legs. And just take your time getting into your headstand. And whenever you get up, feet together. And I just got up with one knee bent because, of course, my back is being weird. There's a million ways up. So when you feel like you want your chaturanga, it's a lot of commitment because your hands have to move and your head have to lift at the same time as your legs coming down. It's all on one exhale. And we'll meet in downward dog. Sometimes it's a little scary, especially when the head is already down. From pincha, there's one less thing that you have to deal with. Your head's already up. So sometimes the process of lifting the head, that's the thing that makes it hard. Okay, let's come on to the shins again. So you'll either repeat that non-lotus style prep, or you'll go for kapotasana B, which is a very similar act. We're using our feet to push our hips forward, even though we're going back. So it would look something like this. I'm not a natural backbender, so yours will be better. So we reach the hands down, we walk them in, and we're going to try to get the arms straight. 5 breaths. And you'll notice the more you walk your hands in, the easier it is to get the arms straight, but then of course, the more flexible your back has to be. So this is one of those where you might have to choose which element is better for you today to deal with. So Lisa, incorrect exit. Otherwise, it was very good. So the exit is up through the center, the same as you got down. She's like, yeah, I know, I just didn't want to do that. Okay. That was very good. All right, so next in our little agenda, These things, these little pincha things that we're doing, these drills are not in second. The headstand is and the pincha is, but all these scissoring the legs things, those are just preps to get us strong. So let's try Baddha Hasta into Pincha Mayurasana. Forearms down, knees up, head down, that's your headstand. You're going to start to lift your legs in some way that suits you. Once your legs are up, you're going to bring your feet to touch each other. You'll start to roll a little bit toward your forehead and arch your back. You'll start to push harder with your fingers and pull your chest forward to get your head up so that you can look forward. It helps a lot to have the inner feet touching, more than you think it would. Carol's going to try it again because I only saw her descent. If one of the other drills feels more appropriate for you at this moment, of course, do one of those instead. Ooh, so Miss Carol, if your legs just weren't so wild, that would have worked. Okay, pretty good. So, we're going to do one more thing where we diverge. Some of you, Kapotasana A. Some of you lay on your back and do some of those back bends that we did earlier, like Setu Bandha or Ardha Dhanurasana from your back. If you're going for Kapo, try to keep it symmetrical. Don't lay on one hand and then the other hand. And we'll meet maybe in 20 breaths. That'll give everyone a chance to do their thing. Go slow. Really in Kapo, you land your hands on your feet before you bring your elbows down. I can't do that. I have to land my hands and then walk it in. 5 breaths in A, and then 5 breaths in B. And you come up straight through center. Okay. Very good. So, next on the agenda, let's come to hands and knees again. Depending on your back, either one last Pincha Mayurasana, which is a back bend, or Sthanuasana, which is straight up and down, or headstand, which is also straight up and down. So I'm done back bending for the day and for the rest of my life, I wish, but not really. So I'm going to attempt a Sthanuasana, which would be looking through the arms. Whenever you get where you're going, feet together, legs strong. Okay. And then slowly come on down. We're going to meet in a regular downward dog. You can vinyasa or not. Let's bring the right leg forward to pigeon, downward facing pigeon. Let's rise up, swing the back leg around, and let's find a Bharadvajasana. So the left leg is going to fold like virasana, and right leg will come into a half lotus. You could also have left leg straight and right foot to thigh if you need to eliminate these knee positions. Twist to the right, your left hand under your knee. And slowly unwind. We're going to return to pigeon. So same leg, right leg in front, same pigeon. Swing that left leg back. Maybe it's different, maybe it's not. We'll rise up and just change pigeons. So swing that back leg forward, swing the right leg back. Now we have our left leg in front. So in second series, you have your Kapotasana, crazy back bends. Then you have a Bakasana to help you find your core again. You have a couple twists. And then you put your feet behind your head. It's very hard to change directions like that. Let's rise up, swing the back leg forward, and find your Bharadvajasana. Right leg folded back, left leg half lotus. Twist to the left. Now, part of what works so well about Ashtanga is that you don't have to go all out in all these poses. You just kind of creep into them to a degree that suits you. And it brings about a suppleness that seemed impossible. Now let's slowly unravel. Pigeon left leg still in front. Let's rise up, swing the right leg around for Baddha Konasana A, which is in primary after you put your feet behind your head. Chest up, inhale, and fold forward, exhale. So the feet open like a book in the Ashtanga series or tradition. There are some other ones where the feet stay glued together. So maybe experiment with that, see what works better for you so that you feel like your hips are opening, the groin, you can fold nicely. Let's rise up, straighten the legs out in front. We'll try Paschimottanasana C. We did B earlier where we held the edges of the feet. So this time let's interlace the fingers, reach around the bottoms of your feet. Now the wrists are by the pinky toe side of the foot. So you still have that emphasis on non-sickling the foot. You still have the ball of your foot pushing forward. It's just that you need a little more hamstring flexibility to get your hands all the way there. So if that doesn't work for you, just put your hands anywhere and fold. Okay, and we'll slowly rise up. Let's lay down. We'll just bring the knees in. Give yourself a hug. Scan your body and see what else do you need. Do you need a twist, a happy baby, a shoulder stand, whatever it is, do that. And we'll just meet in Shavasana. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Jaya Bajranga Bali Baba Hanuman. Jaya Bajranga Bali Jai Hanuman. Sanghatamochana Kripanidan. Sanghatamochana Kripanidan. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Jai 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 Hanuman. Kosai. Kripakarahu Gurudeva Kinai. Sanghatamochana Kripanidan. Lalanotala Alishan. Hare Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram. Hare Ram Ram Sita Ram Ram. Hare Ram Ram Sita Ram Ram. More breaths here. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Roll onto the side. And gently sit up. Let's bring the hands together. And fold forward any amount. Seal in your practice. Namaste.
Thank you.